Welcome to the 2019-2020 UEB Graduation Ceremony, hosted by the UEB Study Group. So over the past year, in the UEB Study Group on Facebook, 9 people have graduated, spanning across Canada and the United States. There's a graduate from Washington, Oregon, Utah, Arizona, Texas, 2 from Kentucky, North Carolina, and Manitoba, Canada. 3 people have earned a certificate from the Hadley Institute for the Blind and Visually Impaired in contracted Braille. And 6 people have earned certificates from the Library of Congress, and they are now certified Braille transcribers. Starting off with the graduates from the Hadley School for the Blind and Visually Impaired, these graduates completed the contracted Braille course. It is a correspondence course which covers contractions, short forms, symbols, punctuation, Grade 1, numeric mode, and type form indicators. And a certificate is awarded upon passing the 25 lessons. Jennifer FRIESEN. Jennifer is from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and she graduated in July. She says, "I have been an educational assistant for 16 years, and about 12 years ago, I worked with a student who was losing his sight due to a disorder. I was asked to teach him Braille, and from that moment on, I fell in love with it." Photo of Jennifer and her 11-year-old daughter, who is her biggest supporter. Why did you want to take this Braille course? I had to put Braille off as I had a rough pregnancy and I was really ill for some time. I picked it up again when I saw a blind disabled student who was never taught how to read Braille. I fell in love with Braille all over again, and I redid the basic Braille course April through May, and then the contracted Braille course May through July. Jennifer says, "After I finished the contracted Braille course, I bought myself this metal keychain, which says hope in Braille. It also has a cutout of a crescent moon and a star." Since earning my Hadley certificate, I have gone on to enroll in the CNIB transcription course to get certified in UEB, and hopefully to further my career working with the blind. In the fall, there will be a 14-year-old blind student entering our school who has never been taught Braille. I'm very excited to meet him. ERIN Ross. ERIN is from Salem, Oregon, and she graduated in April. She says, "I am deafblind with some sight remaining. I worked as a vocational rehabilitation counselor for 3 years, and I'm currently staying home to raise children, thus it gives me time to study Braille." This is a photo of ERIN sitting at her computer desk. ERIN is using the software called Perky Duck, which allows her to type in Sim Braille, and she's also using the Zoom Text software to enlarge the font size and invert the colors. Why did you want to take this Braille course? I cannot imagine becoming illiterate when I eventually become fully blind, so I started to study Braille and fell in love with it. I can see myself as a Braille transcriber for my future career, since it will expand my job opportunities. ERIN is sitting on her couch, reading Braille with her right hand, while writing down notes with her left hand, and visually reading large print with her eyes. What have you been doing Braille related since earning your certificate? I'm working on the LOC's Literary Braille Transcribing Certification, and I'm also taking Hadley's Everyday Reading in UEB course. I hope to take the Literary Braille Proofreading in the near future. ERIN and her young son are sitting on the floor, where ERIN is teaching him how to read Braille. ERIN and her son pose as they smile for the camera. Jennifer RIETH. She is from Eminence, Kentucky, and she graduated in January. Jennifer says, "I am a single mom of 3 boys, widowed since 2005. I started homeschooling in 2007. Braille and ASL have been in and out of my life since I was little. One of my dear friends growing up was blind. It wasn't until I met Tanya Drew that I started to actually learn Braille. In October 2018, I signed up with Hadley to take the Grade 1 course thanks to encouragement from Tanya. While taking a tour of the American Printing House for the Blind in Louisville, Kentucky, I read the Reader's Digest, which was an inner point. Jennifer kept busy with her studies. she completed the Grade 1 course before enrolling in the contracted Braille course. She also participated in Hadley's Spring into Braille reading program. What have you been doing Braille-related since earning your certificate? In March, I started the LOC transcription course. I'm currently sitting in Lesson 5. I'm also assisting Tanya with small Braille jobs. Congratulations to Jennifer FRIESEN, ERIN Ross, and Jennifer RIETH for completing Hadley's contracted Braille course. In the United States, there's only one school you can study to become a certified Braille transcriber. It is a free correspondence course through the National Federation of the Blind, which is often referred to as NFB. The Library of Congress contracts with NFB to run the Braille course, so when students graduate, they get a certificate from the Library of Congress. How cool is that? And the UEB Study Group is an online study group specifically to encourage and inspire students taking the Library of Congress's UEB certification. So what does it take to become a certified Braille transcriber? It is a correspondence course made up of 20 lessons. The courses pick up where the Hadley lessons left off, such as how to transcribe Old English, Greek symbols, etc., and much more about formatting. A certificate is awarded after passing the manuscript with 80% or higher. The manuscript is 35 Braille pages from a literary book of the student's choice. MUAYAD AZIZ. He is from Seattle, Washington, and he graduated in August. MUAYAD has a master's in special education from the University of Northern Colorado. He is well versed in UEB and Nemeth, as well as contracted and uncontracted Arabic Braille. Why did you want to take this Braille course? The main purpose for taking this course was to become nationally certified in literary UEB. In addition, the 20-lesson course was beneficial for me for getting a position as a Brailleist at the Seattle Public School District. Hello, my name is Muna Aziz, and I'm the youngest sister of MUAYAD Aziz. I am so proud of what he has done. He worked so hard, and he has a big goal, and I hope he will achieve all of his goals. And this is the main point, to help people. And as I said, all of my family and I are so proud of him. Congratulations, MUAYAD, and we support you in whatever you want to do. Every graduate had to complete a manuscript. I'm going to briefly explain how MUAYAD transcribed his 35-page manuscript. First, he chose an appropriate book. He picked Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard by Rick Riordan. He then scanned the print pages and saved them as PDFs. He carefully read all the scanned pages and looked up how to transcribe any confusing words. Then with two windows open on his computer, on the left he had the PDF file, and on the right he started a new PerkyDuck file. PerkyDuck is a computer program for typing in Braille. MUAYAD read the PDF while transcribing and formatting the Braille in PerkyDuck. MUAYAD then embossed his manuscript and tactfully and visually proofread the manuscript while simultaneously comparing it to the PDF. He made some corrections and re-embossed it. Then he typed the print title page, packaged it all up, and mailed it to be graded. MUAYAD tactfully proofreading his manuscript while visually reading the PDF print version on his computer screen. What do you plan to do next? I will continue applying for the next 3 NFB courses, Proofreading Literary UEB, Nemeth Code, and Proofreading Nemeth Code. In the fall, I start my O&M internship. Rachel BOLF. She is from Sierra Vista, Arizona, and she graduated November of 2019. Rachel says, I'm a stay-at-home parent and homeschool mom of 2 wonderful children. I'm seeking a group where I can be a volunteer transcriber. Why did you want to take this Braille course? Since I was 10 years old, one of my goals was to do something with Braille. When I discovered the literary course, I thought it would be the perfect place to start. Photo of Rachel's daughter sitting at a desk, enthusiastically using an electronic brailler. I was so determined to finish the UEB certification course, I purchased an embosser so I can emboss my manuscript. So this is a photo of my VP Columbia embosser and my manuscript of The Radium Girls, The Dark Story of America's Shining Woman by Kate Moore. Last year I attended the NBA's Professional Development Conference in Phoenix, Arizona. We made it a family vacation. In this photo, I'm sitting next to Elizabeth Symington at the banquet dinner. Also while at the NBA conference, I went on the field trip to the Foundation for Blind Children. In this photo, the tour group was in the library, which is full of tactile art like this basketball-sized model of the moon. What have you been doing since your certification? I have been studying the Braille format certificate, and I am looking for volunteers transcribing work. Lisa EKDAHL BOVARD. She is from Gold Hill, North Carolina, and she graduated last February. Lisa says, I work in the accessibility department at a local community college, mostly transcribing textbooks. Devoted mother, and avid animal lover. Screen capture of a conversation from the Facebook group UEB Study Group. Elizabeth Symington asked Lisa, what advice do you have for someone who's on lesson 20? Lisa replies, breathe! I spent way too much time overthinking every minor technicality. I also found proofreading the entire thing backwards, back to front, right to left, very helpful. I caught the majority of mistakes that way. Lisa's comment got 2 thumbs up. Close-up photo of Lisa and a dark brown horse. Both of them are smiling for the photo. Michael Ryan Hunsacker. Ryan is from Farmington, Utah, and he graduated in February. Ryan has a master's in education and a PhD, and he is a teacher for students with visual impairments. In 2012, I finished a PhD in behavioral translational neuroscience, working with children and adults with Fragile X-associated disorders, as well as adolescents with the 22q11.2 deletion syndrome. I also studied neuropathology and the aging Fragile X brain. After leaving academics, I taught special activation in specialized autism settings as a resource teacher and as a district-level behavioral and academic consultant working to get students out of excessively restrictive settings. I then pursued a Master's of Education with a teaching license to work with the blind. I am currently a teacher of the visually impaired blind in Utah. Why did you want to take this Braille course? I felt it was always worthwhile being certified in Braille transcription if I were to be doing it professionally for students anyways. What have you been doing since your certification? I'm a teacher for the visually impaired blind in Davis Schools District in Utah. I also randomly do Braille transcription as part of a nonprofit disability consulting LC3 I started. LARA KIRWAN. She's from Louisville, Kentucky, and she graduated in July. LARA is a research assistant at American Printing House. She has a Master of Fine Arts in Writing Fiction. She's an editor and copy editor and mama to Sally. This is a photo of Lara looking deliriously happy after receiving the news that she passed her manuscript. Lara is holding her manuscript and the book that she transcribed. Why did you want to take this Braille course? In order to get my job at APH, I had to complete the first module in UEB Online, and then I studied for my LOC certification. I love being able to share the written word with people, regardless of their vision. Lara transcribed 3 Ways to Disappear, a novel, by Laura's friend and MFA mentor, Katie Yoakum. In the first photo, Katie's holding a framed image of the cover of her novel, and the second photo is a close-up of the framed art, which has clear Braille on top of the colorful book cover. What have you been doing since your certification? Until I get assignments at work, I've been practicing by writing letters to my family and friends using the slate and stylus. I also pick random documents on my computer and transcribe them. Yarito. She is from Far, Texas, and she graduated in December of 2012. She says, I have been working in the PSJA school district for 22 years as a Brailleist. I'm an advocate for children in Casa Hidalgo. Yvonne is sitting at a desk typing on a blue typewriter, making flashcards for one of her students. Why did you want to take this Braille course? The reason I wanted to do the Braille course was because it was a challenge for me. Also, so I could learn more in detail the rules of UEB Braille. Photo of Yvonne at work, standing next to the Tiger Pro embosser. Congratulations to the Library of Congress UEB graduates for earning your Literary Braille Transcribing Certificate from the Library of Congress. I present to you the class of 2020. MUAYAD AZIZ, Rachel BOLF, Lisa BOVARD, Jennifer FRIESEN, Michael Ryan Hunsacker, LARA KIRWAN, Jennifer RIETH, ERIN Ross, and Yvonne Yarrito. Congratulations. Please check out our new website, uebstudygroup.com, and you can sign up for our newsletter. Also, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Our handle is UEB Study Group. And next year, our graduation ceremony will be in May or June of 2021. Special thanks to Dan Gergen and Susan Wright. And if you want to get a hold of us, send an email to uebstudygroup@gmail.com.